Welcome back to PRing Life Podcast. This is episode 4, and today we're going to dive into goals and some adversity that we've gone through to get here and kind of where we're heading.
Facts, man. Episode 4 already. Crazy.
It is crazy, and we got some big things planned. We got our first guest on next week. Super excited about that. It's one of our buddies, and can't wait for that episode. And honestly, might be in a different place than this. Not foreshadowing, or maybe I am, but super excited for that.
Yeah, man. I got some big things coming. I'm super excited to have our first guest on and hopefully, upgrade the space a little bit, man. Evolution and, PRing the podcast already,
Yeah, that's the goal. PRing the podcast, PRing life, and I think that's kind of where we're heading. Today we both kind of finished up our work weeks, and it was a long week, I think, for both of us. Kind of nice to have the Labor Day weekend coming up, and we had to pack up some stuff we had bought for the podcast that we're not going to end up using, small things like that, and just finish that up. Now we get to do the fun part, which is shoot the podcast. Yeah. And so we're going to dive into some goals.
Yeah, facts, dude. I think for us, we both have some personal goals, obviously, but being that the pod is up and running, we laid out some stuff that we want to see the pod grow into.
Yeah, and so we're just going to start off with some shorter term goals, the near future, the next year, some process oriented things. I think there's two types of goals in life, and so there's the process oriented goals, and then there's outcome oriented goals. And so a lot of what you want to focus on when you're making goals is process oriented, because those are the things you can control on a daily basis. Right. So whether that be for fitness, it could be you hit the gym every day or you stretch every day. And so for us, our goal for the podcast is throughout all of our platforms, posting 12 plus clips a week. And so that's through TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and they're going to be the same clips like on all the platforms. And that might turn into something else, like some interview style content at the Run Club or something else like that. And so those are the first goal in the next year.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that one's important because, like 12 clips might sound like a lot, but in the grand scheme of content, it's really not. You know what I mean? Like there's so many ways versus whether it be like chopping up the podcast or, like you said, some short form content at the Run Club. I think that'll be doable and it'll be really beneficial for the pod for sure.
Yeah, and then if you want to hit on our next goal, which is with our episodes.
Yeah, so we're obviously going to try and stay consistent. We're going to try and do one episode a week, keep that moving. And then looks like we have another one, the last one there for the 1 year, 40 guests in a year. So
we got 52 weeks in a year. Yeah. We're aiming to have 40 guests. So that might leave us with about 12 episodes where it's just me and Rod. We're kind of catching up on life, what's going on with us, different things that we might have, like lessons we're learning, maybe through our jobs, through our everyday life, through our fitness journeys, whatever it may be. And so, but I think 40 guests is awesome. We're going to aim for those different professions, the influencers, and we can't wait to have these guests on, start picking their brains and really providing that value to our guests, our audience, which is you guys. Yep. And hopefully maybe we can provide insight to our guests too. That's the goal. Nice. Is ever iron sharpens iron. Having trouble saying that, but
slowly, man.
Yeah. And so then it's also important to have those outcome oriented goals as well. And so that's kind of the end of the road. So for me, when I used to play golf, I want to finish a tournament at this position or this position. And it's hard because someone can always like play a little bit better than you or whatever. So that's why you don't always want to focus on outcome oriented, because you could have your best day ever and you still finish 5th out of 4 people just have better days. Yep. But it is important to have those goals. So we're going to shoot for some numbers on the different platforms for the next year. And if you want to hit on those.
Yeah. So for I guess the first year, YouTube, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I think that's a hump that any YouTube channel wants to get over. And then Instagram, looking at 5,000, and then TikTok, 10,000.
Yeah, and so that's just going to carry over to 1.5 years and 2 years, which we've planned as well. We're not going to go into those exact numbers, but we have goals we're aiming for, and it's kind of an exponential growth. As you've seen on social media, you see people with 2,000 followers, 3,000 followers, and people are just less enticed to follow them because they don't see that they have the 10,000 followers. Yeah. So once you kind of get over that hump of hitting that K, like that 10K, that 20K, whatever it may be, when people see the K, they see that and they want to follow just based off of that. And so that's kind of, you get over that hump and you start seeing that growth grow exponentially because your videos are starting to get more views. That way, you're
Yeah.
getting more followers, and it all kind of trends upwards.
Yeah, I think a couple things happen. I think obviously, people see the K, and it's almost like the first step to the blue check. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think you start getting traction that way. But obviously, the product gets better as well. Videos get better. You might get an editor or whatever the case may be. So
Yeah, that being one of our goals. So
yep.
we're looking for in the next year or so. Obviously, we're going to be making the content better, our location better, everything. It's evolving. Everything's going to be getting better
Yep.
week by week. But an editor, a part-time editor that maybe gets paid for video or joins the team, that's something we're looking for in the near future. Yep. And then, yeah. And so, kind of one thing, like a side note to these goals is, we might not receive results the first week. We haven't. We might. No, we have. I don't want to say that. We've gotten a lot of support. We have 40 followers on Instagram, which doesn't seem like a lot, but man, that's a lot of people. You put them in a room, 40 people, and we appreciate every single one of them.
100%.
And so thank you to everyone who's already following along. Thank you to everyone who's following on TikTok, YouTube, or just watched the reel.
The real ones, for sure.
Yeah, because we appreciate all the support. But it's like we're not going to be discouraged by views, likes. That's not why we're doing this podcast.
Right.
We're doing this podcast to really provide value in a way that we something we're both passionate in.
Yeah, and I think for us, obviously, like you want to get the followers and have a successful podcast, but I think the basis for our pod is like you said, creating value and also getting value from our guests and providing that same value to you guys. So while all that stuff is cool, I think our foundation is really strong, and that'll push us forward.
Yeah, so not being discouraged by the likes, the clicks. Who cares for now? Just getting out content we're proud of. We work hard on during the week, and we put a final product out.
For sure.
So yeah, I think those kind of hit our goals on the podcast, and so now we're going to kind of go into some personal goals that we've just kind of jotted down. I think we both have some time to put into diving deeper into our goals on our own, but these are just kind of things off the top of our head we're going into, and so we'll start with kind of what Rod's got on his plate.
Yeah, man, I'll kick it off. I think for me, just having the pod obviously has pushed me to put myself out there more in general. So I think I want to double down on that and just try and get to posting a regular post, a story, or a reel daily, growing that on my own personal Instagram or TikTok, whatever it may be. And then also I want to read one book a month. So these two goals are my 6 months, kind of I'm spacing out for 6 months. I want to get back to reading one book a month. I got really good at that during COVID and all that good stuff, but kind of with work and everything else that goes on, got away from it. But want to get back to that. And then for a year, obviously want to grow the personal account by 1 to 2,000 followers, and then get my mile time down to 8 minutes.
Dude, come on, you can do that tomorrow.
Dude, nah, honestly,
I guarantee you.
No, seeing you fucking go crazy and get it like from where we started to way down, honestly, it's been like I could definitely do that. So
yeah, I appreciate it. I think you could cook up if you want to maintain an 8 mile pace, that's something.
Yeah, that's right.
Like for a few miles. Okay, because I'm about to say you could run 8 tomorrow, dude.
Yeah, not 1 mile. I could definitely do that.
Yeah. Well, you gotta maybe it's like 8 mile half marathon in the next year. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I wanted to kind of I don't know what I was gonna say. Anyways, yeah. So keep hitting on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that one is just because, like I said, that's something I can push myself to for sure. And then I have a 5-year stretch goal on here, and it's just to have 10K in savings. Man, I feel like 10K in the bank, you're good. Anything that happens, you can move around kind of way.
Yeah. I mean, those are some super solid goals, and so that's kind of So I'll move into kind of my goals, some overarching goals, just in the near future is growing my faith in my relationship with Jesus. That's been like a huge part of my life recently, and honestly, that relationship has just allowed me to kind of do what I'm doing, move to a new place, and kind of face the adversities I face. Another goal: improve the quality and quantity of my personal content and my brand, and so that's just keep posting my content every day. And after the 75 hard challenge, that's where my focus is going to be shifting is, hey, what kind of content do I want to post? What kind of content do I enjoy posting? And how do I start making the quality of these videos better? And how do I provide value to the niche that I want to provide value to? And so that's where I'm kind of heading. That's an overarching goal. And then emphasis on building my physique as I'm really enjoying this running, but my passion, my biggest passion is lifting. I love to lift, and I've kind of gotten away from that just with the everyday ins and outs of 75 hard and running, because running and lifting don't always go hand in hand because you're burning so many calories. Like right now, I'm eating probably between 3,500 and 4,000 calories, and I'm losing weight. And so that's hard to build a physique when I'm running that much. Yeah. Yes. Like I ate 4,000 calories the other day, and I still wake up on the scale the next day like less weight by like zero point 0.8 of a pound.
Sheesh.
And so it's crazy. But those are some of my goals. Building my physique's a big one. And then in the next year, I just want to surround myself with good community, good people. Next 2 years, I have a couple of social media goals. My YouTube, grow it to about 2.5K. Right. My Instagram, grow it to about 10,000. And then my TikTok, grow it to about 15K personally. So I'm super excited about those goals and, centering it around the things I'm passionate about. Yep. So fitness, lifestyle, personal training. That's a big goal of mine is really work on. I have to renew my personal trainer's license in the next few months and then start getting clients, start getting online training going maybe in the near future. And then kind of using all these things I'm like passionate about and just kind of figuring out, hey, what opportunities arise. Yep. And then, 5 year, it's just kind of an overarching 5-year goal. So 5 years down the line, I want to like have grown my personal brand to the point of having it as my full-time job and being financially free and time free. Yeah. So, not working that 9 to 5, but now it's like I create my own schedule with my own clients, or I post my own content or whatever it may be.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think we're aligned in kind of similarly what we're trying to get to, and maybe not how we're going to get there, but what it is that we want. And I'm really excited for you, especially for the personal training, because I know that's something that kind of put on the back burner, but I know that's something you're really passionate about.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. It's like my biggest thing is it made such a difference in my life. Like I had a couple trainers, but I would say just the fitness and the gym built my confidence. It changed my life for the better. And it's like if I can just provide a little insight to someone to do that in their life, that would be huge. And so that's where I want to move. That's a big goal of mine. And yeah, man, I'm super excited about your goals, and just hearing some of Rod's goals. Like we just read them for the first time. It's like I know there's spots where I can help him out, and he's hearing my goals. He knows there's spots he can help me out. Either way, maybe we can't help each other out in one asset or one aspect or another. But it's like we can hold accountable, and that's part of the iron sharpens iron. Surrounding yourself with like-minded people, a community. It's like I hear those goals, and I'll probably we'll have touch points. We'll be like, hey, how's this going? You need some help, or like maybe this resource or this person I know could help you with that goal.
Yeah, for sure, man. And kind of similarly to your personal training, I think for me, running has been that kind of thing, because it's not something that I always love, but it's something that when I do it, it pushes me. You know what I mean? And it trickles down into everything else in my life. So it's like, you run 3 miles and it sucks, you hate it. Yeah. It makes everything else that's hard that comes after that so much easier. You got that in the back of your mind. Like, I did that run. I can't, this simple thing at work, I can't knock it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And I think you're speaking for a lot of people that we don't love running. But yeah, man, it's been really changing for me because, lifting, I love lifting. But running, I don't like running at all. And so I can really relate to that. It's just like I'll get into a long run and I just, in my head, it's like, I want to stop. Yeah. And it's just like not stopping for one more step. One more step, and next thing you know, I'm 10 miles down. It's like, wow, I don't know how I got to this 10th mile, but I did, and I'm glad I didn't stop. And you feel so much better afterwards, and it kind of shows you, hey, it's all about mental toughness.
100%, bro. And that's from the very first run club. That's we were both dying. We were like, we cannot stop. We got to get it done.
Yeah. I don't know why, dude. I'm low-key tweaking right now that I didn't hit record, but I know I did. But I should check, but I'm not going to.
We're gonna keep rolling.
But no, so those are some of our personal goals, and I think, going forward, I think we're gonna maybe even have this as a touch point just outside of the podcast. It's like an important thing about goals. You've always heard of SMART goals. I don't know what exactly that stands for right now. But goal setting is super important. And I was just saying to Rob before this podcast, I've been trying to set out a time to set goals for myself, because I probably haven't sat down and actually set goals for 4 or 5 years, and
Yeah.
that's a long time to not. I've been aiming for things, but when you put them down on pen and paper, or you say them out loud, or
Yeah.
even what we're doing right now is super good to put goals out into existence.
For sure.
And so I think this has got to be a touch point where we review personal goals, we review podcast goals,
Yeah.
and even if it's just with ourselves or with like each other, holding each other accountable, it's big.
Yeah, and they always say you get them down, you get them done. So writing them down, speaking them into existence, I think is super important. And I think out of those 12 episodes that just you and me, we could definitely make one of them. Goal check in, see how we're doing, see how we're pacing.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. And then yes, this weekend we got Labor Day. Anything you got? You look how the week go? Anything specific stand out that you're like, man, this challenged me this week. You pushed through, or I know you said you kind of had your quota to hit for the month,
Yeah,
and
dude.
you were pushing it. So I want to hear kind of insight into the week, plans for the weekend, what you're doing to relax.
Yeah, dude. So my job isn't so much physically stressful as it is mentally, but basically being in tech sales, I'm basically what's called an SDR. So I set appointments for my AE, who's a closer, and basically, man, like just got down to the wire and going back to mental toughness, like just knowing that hey, I got a goal, I got to hit. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but got to figure it out. And luckily, was able to throw some things together and got it done. But it definitely took a toll on me mentally. So this weekend, man, just looking forward to kicking back on the beach, watching my dogs for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, watch him win. I have a big feeling that Georgia's going to go out there and win by a lot of points this weekend. By far, I hate to say it, best team in college football right now. We're not gonna always, we want to talk about things we like to talk about, and sometimes things coming up, it's like we're not like a sports podcast, but I think that's two things we're both interested in.
For sure.
So Georgia's playing this weekend, Alabama's playing this weekend, so like roll tide. I think we're gonna whoop up on Western Kentucky. Line is 31.5. I mean, if you bet money, it's free money spread, but I don't bet.
Did you think Georgia Tech was gonna win?
I didn't actually watch that game, but I did not think they were going to win.
Never know, man. Western Kentucky might pull one out.
Yeah, watch the dogs. But yeah, man. So this week, Labor Day for me as well. I was telling Rob before this podcast, this week was kind of tough. I had a lot of stuff going on, but I actually almost failed 75 hard.
Yeah.
So it was day 44, I think. We hit Run Club. I ended up running more miles than I meant to. Got back. I was on the phone with my mom. Just got caught up. And so 11 o'clock hits, and I'm so glad I have the 75 hard app on my phone. So I saw something flick up on my phone. So it was a notification from the app, and it was like, you have not read your 10 pages tonight. And so back in my mind, like completely gone. I had no clue. I didn't read my pages. I thought I already did. And so 11 o'clock hit. I was busy doing something else. And so I had to stop, read my 10 pages. It only took me like 10 minutes or maybe. And so read my 10 pages, got my video, edited my video, posted the video by like 11:40, finished that up. I was just exhausted. I ended up going to bed around 1:30, I think. So next day was a little cooked. Woke up later. And that's been the tough thing this week is I've been going to bed late. So then my mornings, I've been missing my workouts in the morning. And so I've been hitting 2 night workouts. And that's honestly taking kind of a toll this week. And so me and him, we're both ready to get some rest. For me, the weekend, I've got a massage on Saturday.
Okay.
Got to get right for the run. And dude, my calf is the most sore it's been. Like I am like hurting. My calf is hurting so bad. Getting ready for this race. So I got to heal that up. Get the massage. I've been super tight in my like neck and traps.
Yeah.
So that's been something I've tried to like work out, but I think this will help. And then I've been doing a lot of yoga, a lot of stretching. Hasn't quite gotten me where I need to, but I don't know. And then Sunday, little farmer's market going on. And then Monday, Labor Day, I'm just planning to sleep in till noon.
Yeah, dude,
I haven't slept in for weeks.
I haven't slept in months, honestly.
Yeah, months maybe.
Yeah.
So.
That's nice, dude. Can't go wrong with a massage at all.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. Feeling good. And then half marathons next Saturday for me.
Let's go.
And then 75 hard. We're less than a month left. And next Thursday is our next episode 5, with our special guest, one of our buddies.
Yep.
New location.
Yep.
New setup. First guest.
Yep.
let's do it. That's the PRing Life podcast, and we will catch you guys next week.
Peace.